Alright, greetings everybody out there in YouTube land. Out on another adventure today, on another little hike. This area where I'm at, I've been here before. I did geocaching here years ago. I'm actually in an area in Chester County, Pennsylvania. It's called the Sanatoga County Preserve, otherwise known as the Sanatoga Basin. I think I'm saying that right. It's in East Coventry Township, very close to the Limerick nuclear power plant. In fact, if I turn around here, you might be able to see it in the background. So this whole area out here, they turned into a little park or hiking trail, wherever you want to call it. Some of it's got trails, other parts of it don't. It's a nice little area to go out and hike. Where I'm currently at is a road that's been closed for years. It was actually Sanatoga Road and used to cross over, go over towards the Limerick power plant and stuff, but they closed it down maybe in the 90s, late 90s maybe. They actually tore the bridge out, and that's part of the area where we're going to go today, down this road here. Show you the remains of where the bridge was. I tried looking for photos of the bridge online, but I can't really find. I only found one, I should say, and that's on the Sanatoga Historical Society website. That's the only picture I could find of the bridge before they tore it out. There are a bunch of geocaches along here. There's probably, I'd say, 6 or 8. If you're into that, I've already found them a couple years ago, so I've been through this area and pretty much know where they're all at. I'm not going to show them to you and ruin all the fun. You got to come out and find them yourself. The other part we're going to check out while we're here is part of the old Pennsylvania Railroad that was abandoned back in the late 1800s, 1900s. With all the different railroad companies back in the day being bought out or going belly up or whatever and stuff. But there were actually 2 railroads through this area. Obviously one was the Reading Company, and the other one was the Pennsylvania Railroad. Pennsylvania Railroad started down in Philadelphia, and this particular branch here was what they called the Schuylkill Valley branch. And it ran from Philadelphia, pretty much followed the Schuylkill River all the way from Philly up through Montgomery County, through Phoenixville, Royersford, Spring City, down here in Limerick and Pottstown, all the way up through Reading, way up into Schuylkill County above Frackville, and I forget the actual town up there where it ended. But it was abandoned back in, like I said, the late pretty sure it was like the 1800s and stuff. Some of the track was torn out right away. There were sections of it where they didn't tear it out. The tracks down here in this area were torn out in the early 90s. So it's a nice day for our hike. Nice and warm. It's probably about close to 60 degrees out here. Speaking of trains, and over in the distance, can't really see it, Norfolk Southern Railroad's over there. So we may hear a couple of those trains go by while we're here. So we'll walk down through here. Maybe we can see some wildlife and see what presents itself to us. One thing I want to show you is walking down this road that's been abandoned for years, right? 20 some years. Nature is definitely starting to reclaim itself. One of the other adventurers that's out there on YouTube, Jay from JP Videos, I'm actually stealing this one from him. He calls this nature's carpet. Whenever he finds this moss and stuff, it's called nature's carpet. But this road's definitely starting to be reclaimed by nature. There's also some other areas down here that I might explore yet today if I get time. There's a little village down here called Frick's Lock. It has to deal with one of the locks for the Schuylkill River from back in the day when they used to take goods up the river to the coal regions up in Schuylkill County. There were plenty of locks along the Schuylkill River to get the boats up and stuff. And there's videos out there. I know one person for sure. Check him out. It's the Wandering Woodsman, his channel. He did a couple videos on some of the locks along the river. But back in the late 60s, when they bought the property to build the Limerick Power Plant, Pico, who was the operators of it when they were building it, bought the property, and all the houses were just left. So it was basically part of the Limerick Generating Station's property. Since then, they've, I believe, restored some of the houses, and they give you tours. You can check it out. I forget the website. If I find it, I'll put it in the comments, put the link for it. They give tours certain times, but do not go over there on your own. It's well posted with signs, and if you get caught trespassing on there without being on the tour, you will be in some serious trouble. Nuclear power plant security does not play games. So just remember that. If I get time today, we'll take a drive over there. I'll show you the village from the gate, from the public road and stuff. Right now we're coming up on where this old bridge used to be. At one time there was an open grade bridge that went across the Schuylkill River here, and over in the distance there you can see the one of the quarries that's here. Like I said, this went up past the entrance to the power plant, and there's also Sanatoga Park up there, which I already did a video on. The old amusement park and Sanatoga Speedway that used to be up there. So let's see if we can get around here and go take a closer look here. Where I'm standing, there is a geocache very close by to where I'm standing, but again, I'm not going to show it to you. You got to come and figure it out for yourself if you want to do that. In fact, over on the other side, let me just zoom in here a little bit. You can see where the road went over there on the other side of the bridge. There is another creek that comes in from here, feeds into the Schuylkill River from Sanatoga Park. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but there is another stream that comes in here. So this is pretty much where the trail ends. If you want to continue on geocaching to find the rest of them that are along here, it's pretty much bushwhacking. There is a little trail down there, although when I did it, the further up you get, it gets to be more of a bushwhacking experience than it is really hiking and stuff. But it's a nice view of the river along there. There's plenty of fishing spots here. Now we'll go over to the area that's where the desilting basin was at one time, and I'll show you the remnants of that and tell you a little bit of what that was used for. Alright, this is a good area to show you the wall here of the remains of the desilting basin. And basically what it was there was a series of these along the Schuylkill River, from them mining up in the coal regions, and there's a lot of coal sediment that came into the river, and they made these desilting basins along the river here, and basically dredged the river, put the silt in here, and then drained the water and let the water go back into the river. Like I said, there's a series of these along here. This is the Sanatoga desilting basin. I believe there's one down in Phoenixville that's called the Black Rock Basin, and you can check them out online. So I'm going to try and get through some of these briar bushes that are here. I didn't pick the best place to walk over here, but let's see if we can navigate around these bushes here and get up on top of the bank that's over there. Alright, found my way over here to the bank. Slowly making my way up it. One thing I want to point out too, depending on what time of the year you come over here, there is hunting allowed over here. I just saw the one sign on the tree there, so keep that in mind when you come over here. Alright, let's try and get up to the top here and see what we can find. is a little bit more windy up here too. It's just big open field now. And I'm not sure on the acreage of this also, as far as how many acres this basin is. I haven't found any other ruins over here or anything. If there is, I've never located them. The only thing I've ever located here is was the basin itself, in the actual wall that I'm standing on. Earthen wall, I should say. Alright. I'm going to venture down the bank here carefully, because it is steep, and make my way out there into the field. Okay, managed to get down the embankment without hurting myself. Like I said, it is pretty steep, and the ground is loose coming down, so just make sure when you're over here you got proper foot attire on too. It can be a little treacherous. But this was the actual area where they basically dredged the river, put everything into this basin, and then drained the water out and let the water back into the river. And they did say what they did with the leftover silt from the coal. It's online. I can't remember right what they did with it. I'm sure they used it for something. But so far I haven't seen any wildlife back here yet. It was nice when we were over on the Sanatoga Road there, the abandoned road. It was nice and quiet, but got out here in the flat straightaway, and the wind seemed to pick up a little bit more. And the noise you hear in the background over that way, that's 422, the traffic on there. Other than that noise and the occasional Norfolk Southern trains going by in the area, pretty quiet location. Just walking along the basin here and stuff. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see the leftover silt that's still here yet. All over the place. And we got another wall to climb to get out of here. hopefully I can get through this area here without getting too muddy. Looks a little marshy in here. There's another mound of silt over there left over. Okay, made it back to the parking area. I had to grab something out of my vehicle. But easiest way to get to this location is come down 724 from, well, if you're coming from Route 100, just come down 724 till you get to Sanatoga Road, and turn onto that and follow it all the way back through. It's going to say road closed, bridge out and stuff, but just follow the road all the way back here and you will see the sign behind me. And it's a little parking area here. Can only fit a couple cars here. There's another car next to me, although I didn't see those people or whoever that is when I was out here walking around the basin. I have a funny feeling I'm going to run into them when we start making our way to the railroad bridge that I want to check out. So the next area, we're going to be headed back this trail, which is what I came out on when I came out of the basin. So we're going to venture back this trail. Going to try and find the old railroad bed again, and from there we'll follow the railroad bed until we come to the Arch Bridge. That's abandoned. It goes across the Schuylkill River. One thing to mention to you too, as with any park you go to, always obey the rules. Obviously there's no parking in front of that gate. The parking area is over behind me. Like I said, you can only fit a couple cars in it. And there's the Chester County Parks and Regulations rules and regulations. So just be respectful and obey the rules. Not quite sure why there's a mailbox there. So I know that's definitely not a geocache. And there is again another geocache in the area here, but I'm not going to tell you where it is. You got to find it yourself if you want to. Okay, when you follow that trail that we were walking back, and you come into the back part of the basin, it's going to come to a Y. You just want to bear to your left there, follow the path all the way back towards the real far back of the basin, and you'll get back to here. There's still a path here. I'm just going to take you up over top of the basin again, and hopefully that should be where the railroad bed is. We will find out. Like I said, I was here one time before, but that was 3 years ago, I think in 2017, almost around the same time here, and found all the geocaches that are back here. I just gotta get my bearings again here and figure out where this trail is. And again, there's plenty remnants of the silt, still piles of it here from when they did that operation in this area. And there's the trail, takes you up and over. Like I said, I noticed some no trespassing signs when I came back here. but that was out closer to where the fields are. So I don't know if the local farmer has them posted there or what, but hopefully we won't run into any of those signs here that'll keep us from getting to our destination. Behold, it presented itself to us. And we can see it there through the trees, but that's the bridge we're headed to. So, looks like we're in good shape. I don't see any no trespassing signs, so we should be good to explore. This is the bridge. Built for the Pennsylvania Railroad, now abandoned for many, many years. So we're going to poke around down here on the bottom part of it, and then we're going to venture up on top and walk across it. Oh, and this is also the line here for the two counties, Chester and Montgomery County, is in the middle of the bridge, or the middle of the river is the county lines. So this is just truly remarkable. Total hiking distance from where you park to coming back here, I'd say is probably a half a mile, give or take. And it's not that hard of the trails either. The hardest part is climbing the bank of the basin. Other than that, the trails are pretty easy. Try to give you some shots of the bridge here. Without showing you all the graffiti that's on here, of course. You have a little bit of water dripping there from that pipe. Not quite sure. Pipe might go straight through to the top there. Let's see when we get up on top, see if we can find where that is. Again, great area. Again, if you like to fish, plenty of good fishing spots down here. Canadian geese out there swimming. I always like hearing the sound of them this time of year in the spring. Even though we're technically in winter yet, I consider it spring. March 1st to me is spring. The other thing that you see over in the distance there, I guess that was part of the manufacturing plant that's over there. It's actually Montgomery County on the other side of the river, Lower Pottsgrove Township. There were a couple places over there at one time that used to be the Firestone Tire Company that was over there. And then when they went belly up, then it was Occidental Chemical. I don't believe it was anything else after that. I believe when Occidental moved or went belly up, like most of the businesses in this area, they pretty much tore all the buildings down and stuff, so it's pretty much just abandoned property over there. I'm not sure who owns that or if the county took it over, but there's something else over there that's interesting that when we get on the other side of the bridge, I'll talk about it just briefly, because I want to do a video on it at some point when I do a little bit more research. Alright, time to keep moving on here. We're going to go and climb up the railroad bed and walk across this bridge. Alright, scaled the railroad bed, climbed over the Jersey barriers and stuff that they have here to keep vehicles out of this area, but mainly I guess motorbikes and four-wheelers and stuff. But you definitely wouldn't get a vehicle through this mess. Over the years, nature has definitely reclaimed this bridge, at least this part of it. I'm actually standing on the beginning of the bridge, and it is a bridge that's filled in with ground and stuff, so it's not an open trestle or anything. So I've been across this bridge before. I would recommend, if you're coming out here for the first time, bring somebody with you. I don't really recommend doing this yourself. Well, I'm out here by myself doing it. Like I said, I've been here before, and I've talked to some other people who walk across this bridge, and it's pretty safe for the most part to walk across it. We're just going to venture out here through all the briar bushes. Out of where nature reclaimed itself. This is the view you get. Again, that's where the Firestone building and Occidental Chemical used to be over there. Most of it's knocked down. And it does look like they put some other warehouses over there in the distance, rebuild them. I'm just trying to catch my breath here too from climbing up the side of the railroad bed there. So, not going to get too close to the edge. As you can see, the water's not that deep here, but it's a long drop down to the bottom. There is railing on here. However, I wouldn't terribly trust it. Definitely showing some wear. This is looking over. We're still in Chester County yet. As soon as we get into the middle of the river, we'll be in Montgomery County. Pottstown Hospital is over there in the distance. And you can hear the roar of 422. Some more ducks swimming way over there on the other side of the river. So again, this was part of the Pennsylvania Railroad, Schuylkill Valley branch that went through here. Not sure if I mentioned it before, but a lot of it has been turned into hiking trails or biking trails. This particular part of it, they did not use for the bike trail. In fact, I'm not even sure if the bike trail goes through this area here. This might be a section of it that's not completed yet. At some point, it's all going to be linked up to basically go from the up in the coal regions in Schuylkill County all the way down to Philadelphia. There is sections of it that go through Pottstown. But like I said, I don't believe this section is going to be used or even consider it to be used for it. And I didn't find any of those open drains that we saw underneath the bridge where that water was coming out. So I'm guessing that they're just there to drain the water that's in the ground here. and get down on the other side here. Alright, made it down the side of the railroad bed again, underneath the bottom of the bridge here, but I'm looking around here at the bridge itself, trying to see if there's any dates or anything that are marked on here as to when this bridge was built, but I'm not finding any. So we're actually in Montgomery County now. This is Lower Pottsgrove Township. The trail that I'm standing on, again, it's a trail that goes through here. I think it might have been part of the industrial park that was here at one time, because there's a gate behind me and stuff, so I'm not quite sure, but there's no posted signs or no trespassing signs or anything like that. So to the best of my knowledge, this is fair game to hike along here and explore. So this actually, if you follow this trail up, which I'm going to then, because I just found out there's like 3 geocaches along here that I want to get while I'm here, so might as well do that. But this will take you up, and there's another arch bridge up there, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to go past to get to the one geocache. So that's goes under the Norfolk Southern. I don't know if it's the Reading and Philadelphia branch, what they call that particular line, but it's the railroad that goes through Pottstown and Douglasville up to Reading and stuff. So there's another bridge up there that we got to go under to find the other geocaches. The other thing that's interesting along here that I want to point out, and this video is turning into more of a couple exploring areas rather than just one, but I'm only going to touch briefly on this because I'm going to do a whole other thing on this at some point when I do some research. But down here, I discovered a while back that there's actually the AT&T long lines pass through this area here, and basically it was used back in the day during the Cold War. It was an underground coaxial line. They called it an L4 line. There was different L carriers back then, so I believe this was an L4 line that runs through here, and they go all over the United States. There's microwave towers and stuff all over the place, but they have these underground lines, which I'm pretty sure are abandoned by now, since technology really advanced into fiber optic and satellite communications, so they don't have the need anymore for to use this network. It was a big piece of coax, and there was copper wire inside there, and could carry so many thousands of telephone conversations, or they actually used it for television transmissions also. It went underground. They had relay towers set up so many miles and stuff like that. Like I said, I could go on and on about this, but it's going to be another video solely dedicated to this. But it started out as the Bell system, and then when the government back in the early 80s had the thing with the whole falling out with the Bell system and the monopoly or whatever it was, you know, they made them split up, and then it became AT&T. So the signs that are on here are from the Bell system, except for the one up top. When they were bought out by AT&T, they went around, changed all the signs, and has American Telephone and Telegraph Company on it. So it's called the Transcontinental Coaxial Cable Route. So, like I said, that's going to be a whole other video at some point. I got to do more research on it. But this is pretty much going to be the end of our the end of our journey here. As we came up to the end of the line here where you can't go any further without venturing onto private property. So there's another marker for the cable route which travels down through there. So can't get through here any further. This is pretty much the end of it. So we're going to turn around. Venture back here to what we're supposed to be filming. And that's this railroad bridge. Still couldn't locate any dates or anything as to when it was built. Let's see if we can go down here closer to the river. Maybe we can get a decent shot of it. That's it. While walking along here, I found another one of these cable markers, and this one here, this was probably maintenance or whatever, where they could not sure what these are here. Yeah, looks like there was some form of pressure in there. Maybe it was something they could put nitrogen in there or something to keep the condensation out of the lines and stuff like that. So there's a couple of them on here. Did find one of the geocaches along here, but I just happened to be walking along the path and saw another marker and saw these things coming up out of the ground here and thought I'd check them out. Okay, I'm out here looking for these geocaches. Actually came to the other tunnels that I was telling you about. I go under the Norfolk Southern Railroad tracks here. If memory serves me correctly, this is Sprugel's, if I'm saying it right, Sprugel's Creek. It comes down through here and flows down, meets up with the Schuylkill River. So I actually met another hiker along here, and we were talking for a few minutes. Asked about the land here, if this is still public land, and he said yes. So this is all public land here. The only place that it's posted that I see is up top there on the there's a sign up there, so that's pretty much for the field that's up there, and that was part of the Firestone and Occidental chemical plant there property. So this here is public land that you can come down here and hike and explore and look for these geocaches. And if you want to come in from this end instead of coming in from the way I came, Porter Road is just on the other side of this tunnel, and there's a parking area there that you can pull off and come down, and you'll go through these tunnels here. Okay, finally made it back across the bridge. A little out of breath. I had to climb up that bank again, climb over the stuff there to get to the bridge. Spent a little bit more time than what I wanted to trying to find those geocaches. I only found 2 out of the 3, so I'll have to come back another day and look for that one. But before I leave here, I'm going to go back down this railroad bed a little bit, see if we can find remnants of what's left here of the old railroad. And like I said, these tracks in this particular area were torn out in the early 1990s. About 92 or 93, I think they tore them out. Bunch of railroad ties laying over here. Go over here and see what we can find. There we go. I'll get through there. There you go. An old plate, some railroad spikes left over. And they just threw them to the side here just to let them rot. It looks like down there, I don't know what that almost looks like a frame to something, like a frame to a car down there. I'll have to check that out before I leave. I have to look at that. But this was it. The old Pennsylvania Railroad. But ain't got no spikes out of there. They're hammered in there good. Alright, let's venture down and check that vehicle out that's down there. Alright, found this vehicle here. Not much left of it. But somebody abandoned a vehicle here at one time. Found some other car parts laying back there as I was coming down from the top of the railroad bed. No way of trying to figure out what kind of vehicle this was. Too far rusted and destroyed and shot up. Not going to be able to find anything. Alright, time to get out of here. Make my way back to my vehicle. Got about a half-mile walk yet. Came walking back out, still on the trail yet to my car. Still got a little bit to go yet, but came back in this area where I was earlier when I was in the basin filming. I came through this marsh area. I hope that's picking up. Gotta love the sounds of nature. I just heard some gunshots, but then I remembered there's a shooting range over there off of Porter Road in Lower Pottsgrove Township. So, hey, I'm back to my destination, and that was a good workout for me today. So I spent more than what I wanted to out here. I probably spent a good three and a half hours out here walking around. Most of the time, or a lot of the time was spent there looking for those 3 geocaches, and I found 2 out of the 3. So get back to my car and log them, drive down the road here to Wawa, get something to drink. That was my own fault for not bringing some water with me, but I'm good. So thanks for coming along today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't think I'm gonna have time to check out Frick's Locks. If I do, it'll be a bonus footage at the end of this. So, like I said, it was a good day. Definitely got my exercise. I will definitely be tired tonight, and I will sleep good. So, as always, if you liked the video, hit the like button, and also hit the subscribe button and stuff. I got more videos that I'm going to do here and stuff. Got some other places I want to explore. So again, thanks for coming along. Hope it wasn't too boring for you. And thanks for watching. Alright, I had time here, so I'm gonna quick make a stop here since there is nobody here at these businesses. This is the village of Frick's Lock that I was telling you about. This was the village that used to be here with the lock and stuff. It's part of the Schuylkill River Canal that went through here and stuff. So clearly this is posted. If you want tour information, there's the information on the sign. There's the no trespassing from Exelon. So do not trespass here. You'll be in big trouble. But this is the little village. Like I said, they pretty much took control of this back in the late 60s, early 70s when they bought the property for the power plant, which you can see in the back there. And they took the village, I want to say, by eminent domain and stuff. I'd have to check on it again, but you can find, I'll put the link in the comments section of this video and stuff, and you can check it out and everything. There's also another preserve down here also. It's called the Linfield Preserve. It's on the other side of this, over that way. You can go hiking around there and stuff. I think it has a couple geocaches there, and then that goes down into the village of Linfield, down further down there and stuff. So this is it, little abandoned village of Fritzlock. So again, this is the bonus footage, so don't forget to hit the thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.